Yo, what up? I, as the title suggests, have a little bit of the wrestling fever. I've always liked wrestling, but there's a lot of cool stuff happening right now. So I figured it'd be fun to play an old wrestling game that I always liked, whatever that was. Um, yeah, I don't know if anybody will watch, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me make sure that should be good. So it should show up here. Hang on. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. All right. This is an old one. And I love this intro. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. But when I was testing it out earlier, it's pretty loud on my end. I'm sure it's pretty loud on the stream too. Okay. Yeah, when I was testing it out, everything seemed okay, but for some reason this cutscene, it must play at a higher frame rate. So it gets desynced with the audio. But we'll watch it. It's pretty cool. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum. So like right here is when DDP did his thing. So somehow it's like way off, but it's still a pretty cool intro. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum bum ba da da. Ba da bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum ba da da. That's interesting. It had Bret Hart with the nWo right there, which is correct for when this game came out, but I think in the roster, they have him on WCW for the game. So yeah, I am playing this on an emulator, but I do have a USB Nintendo 64 controller. It should work. Ba-dum. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-dum. Like right here, it should be doing like ba 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 ba. So it's like way off for some reason. This part. So that's Hogan posing. And then it does that like dynamic spin, and then Sting comes in, and then it fades into their like that illustration of them staring at each other, and then the laser eyes, and then explosion into this logo. So somehow it's like way off, but... And then it goes... There you go. And then it's going... Oh, whoops. It's going again, so I can skip that. Oh, yeah. Here's something else for you. This is from the era of video games where the options menu had its own song. Uh-oh, I'm showing that I'm playing on easy. Whoops. Okay. Even the costume change had its own theme. Yeah, games don't do that now. Okay. So I don't know if you read the description, if anybody's even watching, but the goal was I have to do the US heavyweight title belt first before I can do the world heavyweight title belt. So the goal was I'm going to try and beat the US heavyweight championship here with Diamond Dallas Page, and then I'll do Sting for the world heavyweight title. Tekken still does it? Heck yeah, I love when games do stuff like that. Alright. Oh, I get to pick. I guess we'll start with Nitro. Diamond Dallas Page. He's got to wear... Yeah. Okay. And we'll see if I can remember how to play this. I've heard some good things about the new Tekken. Is it worth checking out? Starting off against Marcus Bagwell, Buff Bagwell. I'm buff and the stuff and the girls just can't get enough. That's what he used to say. Okay, but Tekken's the one that has like 200 moves per character, right? Like, it's insane. Whoa. He came running in. I have to remember how to play. So... Okay, let me explain. So there's grappling. That's the A button. Uh-oh. And there's, if you hold it, it's a strong grapple. If you tap it, it's a weak grapple. If you do the B button, it's a punch or a kick. And then you can run with the C button, so I am playing on an N64 controller here. Ooh. Oh, of course he... Oh, okay, I thought he reversed that. Oh, you jerk. Get back in the ring. How do I get in the... Okay. And then you have the spirit meter down at the bottom, so right now we're pretty, like, even. If I do a little taunt, I might get a little extra out of the spirit meter there. Oh, you gotta be kidding. This is gonna be tough. And I keep doing the same moves. So how do you keep track of, like, the attacks and moves and stuff in Tekken if there's so many? Do you just have to practice and memorize everything? I can do a standing switch. Let's maybe do a little submission hold or something. Oh, okay, he's just gonna punch him. With a whole lot of practice. I also heard they did what, was it Street Fighter did with, like, the casual controls. Girl, let's go. Okay, so it's a really satisfying loop, so my spirit meter is going crazy. So if I do my taunt, now I have a special. So now when I grapple and do my special, I have the diamond cutter. Which is funny because they get up immediately afterwards. But I'll just hit him with another one. And then maybe I can pin him. He's close to the ropes though. Okay. This might take a while. That was longer than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of new modes to help with teaching the player how to do different things in the game, which is nice. Very cool. It's been a long time since I played Tekken, and honestly, like, I never owned it, so I really only played it, like, if I was with somebody that had it. But I've heard some really good things about this new one, so perhaps I'll check it out. Oh, the whole thing is at Nitro. Okay, well, we'll do Nitro, and then... I thought it changed as you went along. Oh, barely got that in. Okay, so if I do a direction, so I have weak grapple, strong grapple, and then while I haven't grappled, if I do a direction, and then either the A or B button, I get different attacks. Oh. I'm getting lucky here. I think if you go like counterclockwise, yeah, with so the taunting is on the joystick. You can do your opponent's taunt, which sometimes takes away from their spirit meter and adds to yours. So apparently that's the giant's taunt. Oh. Is that supposed to be Big Show? Yes. So in 1998, he was known as the Giant. And in the storyline, in like wrestling storyline, he was supposed to be Andre the Giant's son. So the really big wrestler that Hulk Hogan body slammed at WrestleMania 3, this is supposed to be, in the storyline, his son. Which Big Show never liked. So when he went to WWF, he became the Big Show. But we're gonna hit him with the Diamond Cutter a couple of times now. Oh, that was cool. He's close to the ropes, yep. him away from the ropes. Okay, is that... Oh, now it doesn't say danger. So yeah, like I was saying, the movement is actually on the D-pad, and the taunting is on the analog, and the special. So when I have the special and I do the diamond cutter, it's on the analog. So it's kind of interesting to play this game. All right, who's next? Is that Rick Steiner? Yep. And I don't remember how many opponents it is to get to the title belt, so this could take quite a while, and they get progressively harder too. Oh, it did the noise. Did I split him open? Is he stuck? Oh, okay. Alright, let's join him out there. Oh no! Nine. What's the count out number? Oh, a superplex on Rick Steiner. Okay, so Rick Steiner, he's the brother of Scott Steiner. At this point in their whole storyline, they had split up, and Scott had joined the nWo. And Scott became, he started calling himself Big Papa Pump. Ooh, Kevin Nash comes out. That doesn't really make sense. But I don't really want to deal with Kevin Nash. Kind of remember, I think if I just ignore him as best as I can, he'll eventually leave the ring. Oh no. Oh! And if I like try to pin him, I think Kevin Nash breaks it up, yeah. Okay, how do I... Oh, no. I need to switch who I'm, like, targeting. Oh, no! Okay, get him out of the ring. And then... Oh, no. I don't know how to switch who I'm targeting unless I just accidentally attack him. Crap. No. No! Yeah. Scott Steiner is the one with all the numbers. That's a classic. See, normally if you was to go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. And I got a 75% chance of winning. See, in that three-way, at Sacrifice, my chances of winning go up, because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me. Yeah, that's Scott Steiner, so Rick Steiner's brother. And what's kind of cool is at SmackDown, at the Delta Center just a little while ago, Rick Steiner's son, so Scott Steiner's nephew, had his debut match after being called up from their like developmental league, which is pretty cool. Is that Stevie Ray? Yeah, I was gonna say either Stevie Ray or Booker T. See, the music is changing. I don't remember it staying on the same like show, the same entrance set back there. I remember it doing like all of them, and so you would win the title or compete for the title at Starrcade, but I guess we're doing it on Nitro this whole time. Ooh, okay. This is one of those, I think you have to just press A repeatedly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's... Oh, nice, a little DDT. So there must be some setting that I'm missing, because after he landed on his face right there, he, like, checked his forehead, and you could hear the one person in the crowd, like, screaming, that high pitch, like, ooh, right? That usually means they're bleeding, but there must be some setting where I've turned blood off without realizing. So... standing switch. Okay, that's the roll-up, so eventually I'll have that memorized, I guess. Inverted atomic drop. tilt-a-whirl. What? That's not what I wanted. I wanted to get... Yeah. The big elbow drop. Whoops, I gotta get a strong grapple. How do I pick him up? Oh no. Pick him up! Oh no! Okay, I guess I'll have to build up my special meter again. Let's see, are weapons allowed? I don't think so. Oops, how do you do it? Nope, okay, no weapons. I keep doing that. I need to quit doing that move. That's up B on a grapple. I need to stop it. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that. Like, wrestling's fake, but there are, well, wrestling's predetermined. What they're doing in the ring is real. When they dive off of the top rope and break through a table, that's real. The table really broke. They really dove off of the top of the cage through the announce desk, right? Like, they're really doing that. But it's predetermined, but there are rules. And I'm pretty sure that one attack is supposed to be me just like punching him in the face, and you're not supposed to do a closed fist. You're supposed to have an open hand. And they do have posable fingers in this game. Not individually, but like kind of the mitten thing. You can hit a DDP or a diamond cutter, wow, from different, like, in different ways. Because everybody knows the whole RKO out of nowhere thing. And the diamond cutter was like the proto RKO. And for a long time, the thing was, like, DDP can hit his elite move that people don't get up from. He can hit it from, like, anywhere. Ooh, Glacier. So at some point in, like, 96 or 97, the Cody Cutter. Yeah, the Cody Cutter is super similar, right? And I think Diamond Dallas Page's, like, big push in the mid to late 90s was because of Dusty Rhodes to an extent. So there's probably some overlap there, yeah. It could absolutely be that Cody Rhodes is doing a little tribute to DDP, who probably helped train Cody. I do know that when Cody won the Royal Rumble this year, that in the press event afterwards, DDP was there to ask him a question about what that meant on his journey to finishing the story for Dusty. So definitely, yeah, that relationship goes pretty deep, which is cool. So anyways, in like the 96, 97, WCW tried to do like these Mortal Kombat characters, and the first one they introduced was Glacier. He's supposed to be a Sub-Zero clone, and he was feuding with like, oh, that was an interesting one. He was feuding with a guy named Mortis, and Mortis was, I think, supposed to be like, boy, I don't know. Not Scorpion. Can't think of the name. Then they had Ernest the Cat Miller, that was supposed to be Johnny Cage. So they tried to do like this Mortal Kombat type storyline that just didn't go anywhere. And so Glacier initially was supposed to have like a big undefeated streak. And he did. He was undefeated for a while. Oops. I meant to do my special. Glacier, get up. Yeah, and initially he did. But the crowd just wasn't really into Glacier. And so, shortly, well, maybe not shortly, like maybe a year after Glacier's debut, they ended up debuting Goldberg. Which, if you've taken Brian's rigging class, you've probably used his Bill Goldberg model that was used in the a later game. But Bill Goldberg actually debuted on Nitro here in Utah. And he went like 152-0 and won the title. I think in 1998, so right when this game was coming out. It was kind of at the peak of that stuff. Oh, yeah. I've seen that on YouTube Shorts, I think is where I saw that. Just like scrolling through, there was a Cody video where, yeah, he said that he'll steal somebody's move if he wrestles them a certain amount of times. So yeah, you can see the fingers are like posable. So when I do that one move, do I make a fist? Yeah, so I'm not really supposed to do that. Like, there are rules in wrestling. Oh. Let me just do that same... Oh, he reversed it. Nice job, Glacier. Ooh, now his spirit meter is catching up to mine. Oh, no! Quit it, Glacier. gonna have to like put him in a submission hold. No! Don't reverse it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take his spirit down. Keep timing that wrong. But I keep getting him too close to the ropes. Oh, that didn't help. Snap suplex. This is a tough one. I guess I could steal his... Yeah, there we go. No! I don't know how to reverse, but he seems to be like consistently doing it. Okay, steal his taunt again. Oh, that was my taunt. That was a cool one. See right there, he should be bleeding. Okay, can I... Nope, I can't pin him. It's so weird that they, like, immediately get up. Hurry, 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 hurry. Yes! Now stay there, Glacier. Let me pin you. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so that's been a few people. I don't remember who I started with. And then it was the Giant. Then I know there was Rick Steiner, there was Buff Bagwell. Maybe I started with Buff Bagwell? Glacier, so who's next? Chris Benoit? That's kind of... If you know your wrestling history, you know that sometimes it's a little weird to have Chris Benoit in these old games. But that's part of the reason I think it's so important to be able to hopefully remove somebody's, like, what they did professionally or what they've created, what they've done publicly versus privately. Because he's a fantastic wrestler. I mean, I've been watching old WCW, and, like, he is so good. So intense. His Best of 7 series with Booker T was awesome. His time in the Four Horsemen was awesome. Like, he's great as a wrestler. So I always maintain it's really important to be able to separate those two things. And some people can do that, some people can't. I get it, for sure. But it does kind of suck that if you, like, try to watch his rise to the world title holder on WWF, they've, like, edited it so that you can still watch it, but his big celebration at the end is cut out, I think, on the WWE network. So it's just kind of sad. Like, all around. Wow, Raven coming out to help. That's interesting. Well, actually, Raven coming out to be a thorn in DDP's side actually does kind of make sense. to help Benoit is kind of weird. Okay, Raven, stay away. Okay. That would have been a quick match. Oh, man. Come on, this isn't fair. Just let me get him out of the ring at least. Okay. Now get up. Okay. I kind of like that sit-out powerbomb type thing. It's like a variation of a tombstone, I guess. Yeah, that whole thing, especially like when you think about probably... Like, there's a number of factors that go into the whole Benoit thing, right? Like, nowadays, any sport, they take, like, concussion protocol very seriously. I think when they, like... When they did the autopsy or whatever and, like, looked at Benoit, they found that his brain was, like, the equivalent of, like, an 80-year-old man with dementia. So, like... something was seriously wrong that may have been noticed much earlier on if it was today, right? And then on top of that, I think it was... he was really good friends with Eddie Guerrero. And I think Eddie Guerrero passed away first. And that really... it really affected Chris Benoit emotionally. Because it was fairly shortly after Guerrero died that Benoit did what he did, so it was very unfortunate all the way around. So yeah, it's been playing the different music. This is supposed to be the music that plays on the Starcade map, arena, whatever you want to call it. Which means we gotta be close. Because WCW's, like, WrestleMania, their big event, was Starcade. Which was every December. Is this the title? Nope, it's Disco Inferno. One thing that's, like, truly awesome about this game, if you haven't noticed, all the models they're SEP models. So, like, the upper arm is separate from the lower arm, right? You can see it clipping through itself. And the arm isn't even attached to the torso. And the torso is split up. So they're all SEP models. And that can help when it comes to, like, rigging. But I'm trying to think. I actually am not sure if they actually rigged all these models. or if they just kind of hand keyframed everything because it was a SEP model. I mean, you can do it. Obviously, if you've done anything like that now, you would want to rig it. You'd probably be like, why would you do a SEP model and then like hand keyframe all the pieces moving it individually? But I think that's what they did on this. And one reason for me to think that is just, you know, this is a Nintendo 64 game where you kind of need to conserve as much space as possible. And so not that a rig is, like, going to take up a lot of space, but let's just say I would be somewhat surprised, maybe not entirely surprised, but somewhat surprised if they actually used, like, rigs with controls and joints and everything, an actual like skeletal mesh. I don't think they did any motion capture either, so that's another thing that's kind of telling me they wouldn't do that. But all the animations are like super accurate. It's like Disco Inferno doing his like dance coming out. That was like really good. And if I can get Disco down here, when I do this one, that's like exactly how DDP did that. So all the animations are just like super good, and it really helps sell it. All right, Disco. That's kind of appropriate. To be honest, Disco Inferno was kind of a jobber, a jabroni. So he obviously had a comedy gimmick. I mean, for the mid to late 90s, you know, being a disco guy, like, that doesn't really make sense, but the crowd actually loved it. He was actually, like, pretty over. It was awesome. Oh, how many are there? I haven't been live an hour, so I guess that's to be expected. Alright, so let's see. Reese was in Raven's flock. So Raven, that guy that came out with Benoit. And he's probably most known for what he did as Reese in Raven's flock. But oh, darn it. I was hoping to send him flying. But probably one of his most infamous moments was Halloween Havoc in, I want to say that was 96, where he came out dressed as a mummy. And the mummy was known as the Yeti, or as the commentary called it, the Yeti. And apparently there was supposed to be some big storyline with it, but it was so weird that they just didn't continue it. So after the Yeti came out and like bear hugged Hulk Hogan with the Giant, they just like completely dropped it. They just were like, yeah, this didn't work out at all how we wanted it to. He looks like Braun Breaker. Yeah, I'm pretty excited that Braun Breaker has been called up to SmackDown. There's the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah! Oh nice. Okay, let's get No, 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 no! What the heck? It's because I'm targeting the wrong guy, and I don't know how to change that. How do I... What button is it? Oh, okay. I got the button now. Oh. So again, I'm trying to think, like, Macho Man coming out to help Reese doesn't really make sense. But Macho Man coming out to do anything to take down DDP makes sense. So that's... I wonder if it's just been kind of random and it's just been, like, I've been able to justify it in my head, or if they actually, like, had a list of wrestlers that could, like, come out. And interfere, like if I was like Hulk Hogan, would like Sting come out, or Savage, or would there be different ones? It's interesting. What? But yeah, Braun Breaker, I only see, like, a Steiner in him, which makes sense. I mean, he is a Steiner. But, like, when I see him on the microphone, all I can see is Scott Steiner. And then his ring attire, his ring gear, he looks like classic Steiner Brothers, which is what he's doing. He's doing an homage to it. I just wish WWE would have given him a new name when they called him up. Big guy to pick up like that. Yeah, his spear is actually, like, pretty good. And it got a pretty loud pop from the crowd on SmackDown when I was there, so it was pretty cool. And I thought it was really cool when he came out. His entrance music started with, like, dogs barking, which is a tribute to his dad, who used to always, like, bark like a dog. He was called the Dog-Faced Gremlin, Rick Steiner. And then it had, like, sirens, which was a tribute to Scott Steiner, because Scott Steiner's entrance music was a siren. And then he'd yell, "Holler if you hear me," and then his music would play. So I thought that was pretty cool. But the Steiner brothers, their real last name is Rex Steiner, R-E-C-H-S-T-E-I-N-E-R. So I thought it would have been cool if they named Braun Breaker, if they called him Rex, like his first name was Rex, and then his last name was Steiner, so his name was Rex Steiner. I thought that would have been cool. I wish they would have done something like that. Oh, here it is. We're finally there. The championship match. U.S. Heavyweight Championship. Against Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig. I'm surprised. Sometimes certain wrestlers can have different people come out with them. I'm surprised that Kurt Hennig didn't have Ravishing Rick Rude come out with him. I think he's in this game, if I remember right. When I was testing it out earlier, Eric Bischoff came out with Hogan. Oh, in fact, speaking about that, and speaking about the Rhodes, if you do the right settings, you can have Dusty Rhodes come out with Diamond Dallas Page, but I forget what the settings are. Oh, I still got him. But yeah, if I had to rank the spears, I mean, I think Goldberg's is number one. That guy just, he absolutely sold, like, the speed and intensity in everything he did. So he'd be number one. I could probably put Bobby Lashley and the alpha male Monty Brown, like, tied around two, probably, just because of how long they did it for and how cool it was, because this was probably, well, the alpha male Monty Brown did it in like 2004, so a lot of the wrestlers he was doing it against were people that like were kind of part of this major boom period in wrestling. Oh, he tried a low blow. And then I don't really think, is it Roman Reigns that has one? I don't really think his is the best. So right now, I would probably say Braun Breaker's is up there, because he kind of has that intensity as well. But Lashley hit a few good ones at the Elimination Chamber, which is pretty cool to see, so. Little roll up. Oh. Yeah, Edge. Edge has an okay one. After he debuted in AEW, I think his first televised appearance was on Collision, which happened to be in Utah, so I was there. That's a move he actually does, like, all the time. Alright, Kurt, Mr. Perfect, I think your days are numbered here. I think you're about done. Oh, he reversed it! Oh! Oh no, the button got stuck. Okay. I guess the ref was looking away. Just pin him. Alright. We got the US heavyweight title belt as Diamond Dallas Page. One thing that's kind of funny about this game is on the original box for the Nintendo 64, for the game, on the back it said that it had real music from WCW. And if you haven't noticed, all the wrestlers came out to the exact same song. So they have like a face song and a heel song, and it doesn't matter if a wrestler was actually a face or actually a heel. It was, if you picked a wrestler, you got the face song, and then your opponent got the heel song. And so how do they get away with saying our game actually has music from the show? It's because this is the Nitro theme. Kind of. It's a version of the Nitro theme. Alright. Congratulations, Diamond Dallas Page. You have won the WCW US Heavyweight Belt. Woohoo! Okay, so there's 8 wrestlers, and then the final. Oh. Whoops. I will put my initials in. Why not? Woohoo! Do-do-do. Do-do-do. I love the sound, the like sample they have of pinch harmonics. It's so cool. Okay, we don't have to watch all this, because now I want to do the heavyweight champion with Sting. And I would have thought the heavyweight championship was held by Hogan when this game came out, because I think it was held by Hogan when the game came out. Wait, what? Oh, World... There it is, World Heavyweight. It's actually held by Piper. So this might be kind of weird to have Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Sting. I always wondered why that was like his taunt in this game. And watching WCW Monday Nitro and Thursday Thunder back on Peacock the last little while, it's because he was taunting Hulk Hogan because he had hip replacement surgery, and so he was jumping on one leg to say, look, my leg is fine, my hip is fine. And so he used to do that to taunt Hogan, which is really funny. But yeah, when I was playing this game, I was like, what is that? I've never seen him do that. So, alright. Sold Out, Super Brawl. I remember it like going through all of them, but I guess that doesn't make sense because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're facing 9 wrestlers. But for some reason I remember it like ramping up, but maybe that'd be too much to load. I don't know. I guess I'll do Starrcade. That's appropriate. Starrcade, 97. That's the blue one is 97. I think in 98 they made the Starrcade entrance like copper. So, oh yes, Wolfpack Sting. Okay, Trenchcoat Crow Sting. Surfer Sting. which doesn't really look like him, but there you go. There we go, that's what I want. Alright. So actually, in 1 week, I will be at the Greensboro Coliseum to see Sting's last match. He's retiring, and I will see his last match in person in a week. So that's part of the reason I'm doing this. I wanted to do a World Heavyweight title run with Sting on this game, and I figured, why not stream it? Why not press the button? But since I'm emulating it, I didn't have the World Heavyweight title unlocked. So I figured, why not do my 2 favorite wrestlers, Diamond Dallas Page and Sting. Which actually, Diamond Dallas Page is probably my actual favorite wrestler. But because he kind of had an unceremonious career in WWF after they bought WCW, I don't think he ever officially retired. He'll just show up randomly. Like, I think he was on the first episode of AEW Dynamite. And I believe he was at Ric Flair's final match. Whoa! So he shows up and like hits a diamond cutter and does cool stuff and then runs away. But okay, so that's insane. On an episode of Nitro, I think it was Nitro. I keep doing the same move that I watched on Peacock like maybe a week ago. It was actually when Sting joined the Wolfpack. And he actually picks up and like scoop body slams the Giant or Big Show. And I was like, whoa, that was like kind of crazy. Like, that's pretty strong if he can do that. Okay, so we got a sidewalk slam or a spine buster into that. The other one we have, if I can do it quickly, standing switch, and then that is the Scorpion Death Drop. But yeah, he actually did like a scoop slam on the Giant, and when I was watching that, I was like, whoa. That was some serious strength. So, in this game, for him to do a gorilla press on the Giant is like pretty insane. Sorry, I'm trying not to like lose, so I'm not really commentating the best. I keep like starting sentences and then not really finishing them. But getting him too close to the ropes. Maybe the deathlock will work. Nice. Big old power bomb. I like how they have a close approximation of his gloves. It just says, like, the letter H a whole bunch of times. But it's kind of cool. He actually wore, I think the brand was like Fixer gloves. But I actually have, I'm going to grab them really quick. I actually have a pair of Sting gloves on my shelf over here, so give me a sec. Okay, I actually grabbed a couple of things. So here's the Sting gloves. They have scorpions on them. They're still in the bag. I think I've worn them just a couple of times. Oh, it's backwards, but you can see it says Sting. And then, right next to it on the shelf is, oh, can I get the camera? Do not think it's part of the background. I have an Impact Wrestling Sting in the box figure, which is actually right next to an AJ Styles one. So I have AJ Styles and Sting with Sting's gloves. Still in the box. Cool stuff. I like wrestling. This is not the AJ Styles figure, but next to the AJ Styles figure, I have an AJ Styles mini figure from WWE. But anyways, all right, who's next? Lex Luger. The total package. Lex Luger. I think I would have immediately split him open right there. But I don't know what the setting is to make it show blood. Have to look it up. I don't know. Since the game has Piper as the heavyweight title holder, I don't know if he actually... Well, I don't want to say ever, but I don't know if during this era, the Monday Night Wars, the WCW, nWo, you know, the Nitro versus Raw era, I don't know if Piper ever held the world title. He beat Hogan several times when Hogan was the title holder, but Piper was always saying, I'm more interested in punishing Hogan, not getting a shot at the title belt. So I don't know if he actually held it. If he did, it was a bit later. Because I think 98 is all about like 98 starts with the title being vacated, but it's really held by Sting. And then Sting wins the vacated belt at Super Brawl. And then Sting holds it for maybe like 3 or 4 months after winning it again after it was vacated. And then Macho Man Randy Savage beats him for the title. Actually, no, maybe he held it for like 3 or 4 months total, including the time it was vacated, which he doesn't really hold it if it's vacated. But Savage beat him at a pay-per-view. I'm trying to think which one that was. Maybe Sold Out? And then the next night on Nitro, Hogan beat Savage for the title. So then Hogan holds it. And I think Hogan holds it all the way up until... I think Kevin Nash wins it. Or maybe Goldberg wins it first. But I think in 98, it's like Nash, Goldberg, Hogan, I already said, Sting, I already said. And DDP holds it at some point. I don't know if that's in 98 or 99. I can't remember. But I don't think Piper ever held it. Speaking of old Hogan. New World Order. Yeah, he used to come out to Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, here we go. Play the smackdown on that jabroni. This is going well. Very fitting. Let's just take it to Hogan. Sting versus Hogan. Tale as old as time. Oh no! Okay. Just trading blows like that. That's hilarious. One thing I always try to explain to people that don't totally understand wrestling, which I get it, it's a weird thing. People are always like, why would you watch something that's obviously not totally legit? And normally you can say stuff like, oh, well, you watch movies, and they're like, well, yeah, but I know it's a movie, and it's like, well, I know it's wrestling, but that's not what I'm talking about. When I try to explain to somebody a lot of the appeal for wrestling, at least to me, one of the things I talk about is the whole Hogan versus Sting dynamic and storyline and everything. Because I think both of these guys used to work out and hang out at the beach, maybe not together so much, but they were always at Huntington Beach or whatever. And if I remember right, it was actually Hogan that initially got Sting kind of interested in wrestling. Because I think Sting wanted to just be a bodybuilder and then maybe an actor or something. Which Hogan did too. Hogan wanted to be an actor. That's why Hollywood Hogan is Hollywood Hogan. He was in movies at the time. Not very good movies. If you ever watch them, they're pretty bad. But then when Sting kind of had his breakout moment with Ric Flair in the late 80s, they did like a 45-minute draw at the Clash of Champions in like 88 or something that really put Sting over. Hogan was with WWF, and when he kind of became like a free agent in the like early-ish, mid-90s-ish, somewhere in there, like 94, 95, maybe a little earlier, it was actually Sting that helped convince Hogan to come to WCW. And when that happened, a lot of people started coming to WCW. So like Savage came over after Hogan. It kind of was the first domino to fall. But pretty quickly after that, like you have Hogan being like the superhero good guy, right? Hulkamania's running wild. He's going after the Dungeon of Doom, the Taskmaster, who's wanting to destroy Hulkamania. He and Sting are kind of like, I don't think they ever, maybe they tag teamed, but they weren't like a duo. And then the Outsiders come in, so Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, right? And they form the first two members of the nWo, and they say they have a mystery third who isn't ready to reveal himself yet. And so at Bash at the Beach in '96, the original plan was to have Sting be the third man, but they changed it leading up to it to having Hogan be the third man. So Hogan becomes the bad guy, becomes Hollywood Hogan, is the leader of the nWo, and he turns on Luger, Savage, and Sting. So it was like Team Sting, Team WCW versus the Outsiders of the nWo. And Hogan comes out, tears his shirt like usual, throws the ref out of the ring, and then hits a leg drop on Savage after the Outsiders beat up Sting. So this starts a feud that lasts like a long time. Like Hogan was the world title holder shortly after that. He beat the Giant. He holds it for like 15 months or something. And during that time, Sting went from being the Surfer Sting to the Pro Sting. And was like the thorn in Hogan's side before finally winning the title belt. But anyways, I'm bringing all this up because they were always at odds. They were always fighting. They were always feuding in the 90s. And then when WCW went out of business, Hogan went back to WWF, and Sting didn't. Sting just let his contract finish out. And then a few years later, he went to TNA Wrestling. And Hogan did a bunch of stuff. Hogan fought The Rock. Hogan feuded with Vince McMahon as Mr. America. Did a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And then at some point, Hogan came to Impact Wrestling. And because WCW ended kind of abruptly, and the WWF started doing their invasion storyline, like a lot of the feuds and storylines of the mid-90s didn't really get finished. So the whole Hogan versus Sting thing did not get finished until Hogan came to Impact Wrestling in 2010, and Hogan and Sting had another match in October of 2011, where Hogan was the bad guy, Hogan was the heel, and he had his heel faction called Immortal. And during the course of the match, Sting finally somehow gets through to Hogan and says, Hogan, Terry, his real name's Terry. Terry, I need you. You gotta help me. And Hogan snaps out of it. He's looking around. He's like, the crowd's going crazy. And he goes, do I? And he tears his shirt off and he starts beating up his own faction. So his own brothers, right? He starts beating up his own guys. And kind of joins Sting. And I remember when that happened, A, it was awesome. But B, a lot of people that had kind of been around for a lot of years watching wrestling, all kind of saying wow, they finally finished the storyline that started in 1996. So from 96 to 2011, there was an ongoing kind of dynamic between Hogan and Sting. So a very long story, but usually like when I tell people that there's like all these like twists and turns and many years of wrestling, they start to realize like this is the joke I make. A lot of people now realize, oh, wrestling is just like anime before anime was totally popular here in the States, and it's like, yeah, exactly. I guess I'm probably too close to the ropes though. Yeah, I'm in the ropes. Alright, Hogan. Brother. Let me tell you something, brother. Oh, maybe I'll do... Oh, you know what? Oh, I didn't want to do that. I haven't done a stinger splash yet. I'm assuming I can just do that by throwing him into a corner, running after him. Yeah! A stinger splash! But yeah, hopefully in all that rambling, like, that made sense. Like, there's these storylines and these dynamics between these personas. Like, I don't know, a lot of people, I guess, when they don't really watch wrestling, they kind of think, oh, they're just, like, pretending, and people think it's real, and that's kind of silly. But, like, I don't know, what I really like is when Hogan drives his semi-truck through an ambulance that's allegedly carrying The Rock to the hospital. Like, stuff like that's awesome. Stuff like that is really funny. Alright, Reese again. Like, most people need to know, like, wrestling is at its best. There's two situations, in my opinion, where wrestling is at its best. When you don't know what's real and what's not. So the whole Cody Rhodes and The Rock thing, I think initially that was very real, and then they pivoted and turned it into a storyline, so it was kind of real and, like, storyline at the same time. So when you don't know, it's like going to a magic show, right? Like, you go to the magic show, you know David Copperfield isn't actually cutting his assistant in half with a saw. But it sure looks like it. And you're wondering, how? How are they doing it, right? How are they fooling me? Because if I didn't know any better, I would think he's really doing it. So wrestling's really good when it blurs those lines and you can't tell. Wrestling is also really good when it doesn't take itself too seriously. So earlier I mentioned the Mr. America persona for Hulk Hogan. And it was a whole storyline where Vince McMahon was like, I don't want Hogan in my company. So Hulk Hogan started wearing, like, blue and red. And he wore a luchador mask. But you could still see his mustache, like, around his mouth. And he'd still go around being like, well, let me tell you something, brother. So it was very clearly Hogan. And so the whole storyline was Vince McMahon knew that Mr. America was Hogan, but he couldn't prove it. And so there's this... Okay, that doesn't really make sense, other than... I think at one point Bret Hart and Sting feuded because they both have similar submission holds. The sharpshooter versus the scorpion deathlock. But anyways, there's a famous, like, hilarious segment that they did with Hogan and Vince McMahon, where McMahon is making Mr. America take a lie detector test. And it's so funny because, like, it'll start out with, like, you know, the very simple questions to get it started. Please tell me that's... And so it's like, are you in a wrestling ring? Yes. Are we in the the state of whatever? Are we in wherever they were? Are we in Illinois? Yeah. Ding. Are you a professional wrestler? Yes. Ding. Right. So then they go, are you Hulk Hogan? And he goes, no. And it goes, ding. And then they're like, Vince McMahon's like, are you sure that's calibrated right? Come on, you have to keep asking him. You have to ask him different ways. And so it's like, are you Hulk Hogan? And he's like, no, brother. And it's ding. And so Vince McMahon's like, this thing has to be wrong. So he straps himself into it. And they start asking him questions like, some of them are like really funny. Like, are you a pervert? Do you like do all? And it's really funny because what's happened now with Vince McMahon, right? But it's like all these questions about like how gross he is, and he's like, no, I would never do that. And it goes, right? And he goes, well, okay, maybe sometimes in private. Ding! And so like, it's really funny because it's literally Hogan in a mask, and you can see his mustache in the mask. And they're like, are you Hogan? And he's like, no, brother. Ding! So when wrestling doesn't take itself too seriously, it's pretty good too. And of course, sometimes there's like emotional stuff, so like, if you've been watching it off and on as long as I have, then you're familiar with Dusty Rhodes, you're familiar with the Rhodes family, you're familiar with Cody and how far he's come. So the whole finish the story, do it for Dad, win the WWF, WWE heavyweight title belt, because Dusty never held it. I don't think anybody in the Rhodes family has. I think that's like the whole point. Maybe Goldust. Maybe Dustin Rhodes did, but I don't think so. I think that's like the whole point. Like, some of that stuff is like really cool, and I think anybody can get behind like the emotional like stakes of that. But I would never say like wrestling is an elevated like art form. It has merit as a unique like performance, I guess, but I wouldn't I wouldn't say it's like elevated, like art with a capital A, Maybe you would. Maybe if you're a big wrestling fan, maybe you would consider wrestling art. And there might be legit moments where it's really poignant, it's really inspiring, it's really whatever. Like, I'm trying to think, would I ever consider things that I've seen in wrestling like a high form of like performance art? Probably not. But that doesn't mean it isn't good. It isn't enjoyable. Look, I learned the button to switch targets. Like, actually, I've been kind of doing a few trips down memory lane a little bit with watching some old wrestling, and one thing I would love to watch again, because it was like, what the heck? It was so awesome when it happened. And I would love to go back. And I probably sound like a broken record to some people if you're watching, but like 2011 and 2012 Impact Wrestling was like a really good era, because you kind of had the end of what Hogan and Bischoff was like, what they were really trying to do, before kind of like pulling back and kind of finding what I thought was a good sweet spot between what made TNA/Impact like what it was, with a mix of like what Hogan, Bischoff, and Vince Russo were doing. So like late 2011 through about 2012 had some really good stuff. And so what I'm talking about is one of my favorite like modern wrestlers, Austin Aries. Like him, his whole rise. He's like my height, or actually he's probably a touch shorter, and I know that for a very specific reason that I'll get into. But I think he's like billed at like 5'9", and I'm like 5'7", 5'8". So he gives himself maybe an inch or so on his height. But his whole thing was like, you know, I'm the cruiserweight title holder, but I know I'm better than this. And everybody was, you know, they didn't believe in him, so he actually like relinquishes the cruiserweight belt for a chance to fight like the big heel for the heavyweight belt, and he actually beats the heel who had broken the record for longest reign in the company at the time. And I just remember that moment was like really inspiring. Like it was done so perfectly that I just like, I'll still go back and watch just that match, Aries versus Rude, a few times, just because it was so awesome. So anyways, just the other day I looked up Austin Aries because he hasn't been like wrestling on TV since like 2018, 2019. And sure enough, I stream under my real name. I talk about what I do on here. I looked him up and he was actually challenging for a title in a small, like local indie promotion at a South Jordan community center yesterday. So I bought a ticket and went and saw Austin Aries wrestle. And the reason I was saying I think he's like maybe a touch shorter than me, and I said actually I know that for a fact, is because I was on the second row, and when he came out I was wearing a shirt from 2012 when he won the title, and I got his attention, and he actually came over and like kind of gave me a, not like a, you know, the sideways hug, like I don't want to get too close to you, but like the bro hug, you know, like the one-handed like bro hug. He gave me like a bro hug and said thanks for coming out, like in a very sincere tone. And my only response, because I was kind of starstruck, he's like one of my favorites, was, you know, you're the greatest man that ever lived, baby, which is like his catchphrase back in the day. Does he call himself, I'm the greatest man that ever lived. So, anyways, I'm trying to think why I brought that up. Oh, like, I think wrestling has merit. It can be very entertaining, very inspiring. I mean, when you think about it, you have a bad guy and a good guy, and the bad guy will do everything to keep his power, and then eventually the bad guy has his comeuppance, and you have that feel-good moment, right? Where the good guy that the crowd loves and everybody loves, that's the goal, right? You want everybody to love who you're gonna put over and build up against the bad guy, and you hope everybody hates the bad guy, right? So obviously it can be very entertaining, very satisfying, it can be very funny, but it can be inspiring. AJ, when are we going to the gym so we can look, my gosh, I'm having a hard time reading. When are we going to the gym so we can look like these studs? I just went to the gym today. I did arms. Me and you over the break. Let's do it. I'll wear my Hollywood Hogan shirt. Oh man, speaking of the gym, I have my can you see it? My protein shake, and I haven't had any of it. And it's been an hour and 40 minutes. That's crazy. I better have some. Gotta get all the extra powder and stuff off of the lid. Okay. Well, Andrew, AJ, if you're still here, oh, is that a new one? If you do that, we aren't going. Alright, I won't wear my Hollywood Hogan shirt. I'll wear a different shirt. I won't tell you what. You've gained 5 pounds? But you're already pretty lean, so is that muscle? Are you gaining some muscle? What about me? What about Raven? This is what I think of Raven. You think it's water weight? Have you started taking your creatine? Is that why? That was a good one. You know, when I started, I literally lost like 10 pounds in like a week, which was, you know, really cool to see. But obviously, that's like, oh, read chat. Okay, hang on. I think it reverts to top chat, not live chat. So if I've missed some messages, I'm sorry. I'm on live chat and I don't see any other messages. Oh, there you go. I've been taking creatine and already feel bloated. Okay. It's on live chat now. So that means, Brian, if you're still here, if earlier you had messages I didn't read, I'm sorry. YouTube does that, and I don't know why. Okay, so creatine, yeah, that's probably what it is. But, yeah, so when I started, I, like, very quickly lost, like, 10 pounds, which, you know, right after the holidays, right after New Year's, probably a lot of sugar, a lot of sweets, a lot of water weight, maybe a little bit of fat, right? So I just remember, like, going from, like, 200, I'll just say it, I mean, I've already doxed myself, and I'm streaming under my name. I'm being honest. So I went from, like, 200 down to, like, 189 in, like, just over a week, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then, like, a week later, I weighed myself, and it said 192, and I was like, I wasn't wearing the exact same clothes, but I was basically wearing the same stuff, so it wasn't like I had heavier, like I was wearing, like, boots versus shoes or something, or no shoes. So when I saw that, I was like, uh-oh, but then I was like, well, I know it's supposed to kind of, like, it's supposed to go like this a little bit, but hopefully the trend is like this, right? Which I just did that backwards because, like, I'm used to that as a teacher, you know? But I remember the cameras flipped to match, like, the direction I'm looking. But anyways, yeah, I mean, if you're doing, like, weekly weigh-ins or something, you might see that number, like, kind of do this. Right now, I'm weighing myself every other week because that's helping me see the trend. And definitely, like, it started like this, and it's kind of, like, plateaued, but it's still going down. And it looks like I'm going to hit my goal of 175 before I go out of town. I mean, we'll see if it fluctuates, but it seems like I'm on pace for that. Because when I go out of town, I'm not going to care about what I'm eating. I'm gonna eat whatever sounds good. And then when I come back on, that'll be my nice, like, reset to get back into it, so. Anyways, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the camera. So I have the camera here. Most people, when they have their streaming setup, the camera's up there. And people were making fun of me for that. But I like this because when I'm looking at the screen, on the stream, I'm even looking at the screen, right? Like, I'm looking at what you're seeing. Like, I'm looking at it. And then when I look at chat, I'm, like, clearly looking the other way. So I like it. I don't know what you all are saying. Stand up, Raven. I gotta get you. Yes. Ooh. Like, almost crashed right there. When am I going out of town and where? I am going this upcoming weekend. So in 1 week, you know this, in 1 week, I will be in Greensboro, North Carolina, to see Sting wrestle his final match. He's retiring. So I'm gonna go watch one of my favorites wrestle his last match. I've seen him wrestle live a few times actually, but hang on, I want to do a splash. Darn it. So that's part of the reason I'm doing this, was I wanted to do a World Heavyweight title run on this old game with Sting. But what's funny is, because I'm emulating it, I didn't have like my save files on the cartridge version of the game I have. Because I have this game on the N64, and I've played it for years. I had to do a US title run first to even unlock the World Heavyweight title belt. So I did Diamond Dallas Page first, which is my number one favorite wrestler. And now I figured it was appropriate to do Sting for the heavyweight title, the World Heavyweight title. So US was Diamond Dallas Page, and World is now Sting. Well, like the title says, I've been bit by the wrestling bug yet again. I'm watching it very, very much. Like almost any chance I get, I'm like watching wrestling right now. Which I think is fun. Okay, let's throw him into the other corner, and let's hit it with a stinger splash. Oh, he didn't go into the corner, you jerk. Pick him up. Pick him up. How do you pick him up? You know, there's the stinger splash. There are certain tropes that I really want to know where they originate from. Where does the ding sound come from when you get hit down there? Down where? Down here. No, that's a wrestling reference yet again. Scott Hall. Is that something like everybody knows? Even if they don't realize, like, oh, come on. Okay, can I do it right this time? There we go. This should work. Oh, he did a knee drop. I thought he did a big frog splash from the top. You envy me. I know what I like. Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I've always been known as like kind of the, whatever you want to call it, the like nerd, the geek, the weirdo that like just likes things that nobody else really seems to like as much. I also have a bit of a, whatever you want to call it, like an obsessive like personality or whatever. Like, maybe that's not the right word, but, or description, but like there's a lot of things that I like, but a lot of times when I kind of get back into something, I'm like 100% into it until I'm like exhausted. So I'll probably watch, you know, like I'm really into wrestling right now. I'm pretty invested in the Cody Rhodes thing. I'm invested in Sting's last match. Leading up to it, I wanted to watch Sting win the title belt in Starrcade '97, so that's why I've been watching more wrestling on Peacock. So, but probably, like, I'm just being honest. Probably after maybe a year, I'll just be like, okay, well that was fun. Now I'm moving on to something else. But that doesn't mean I don't like the thing still. It's just that I'm not like currently obsessed with it. That's usually what happens. I got him to tap. So that's why the title of the stream, I'm acknowledging that I have the Wrasslin fever. I'm acknowledging that I'm like way into it. I mean, I've never been to an indie show before. Like literally, one of my favorite modern wrestlers, Austin Aries, wrestled in front of like 20 people in a cultural hall at a community center in South Jordan. Like, to some people that might be like really lame or sad. Like could you imagine like Hulk Hogan wrestling in front of like 10 people in a bingo hall? No. But I've never been to a show like that, but I was like, I don't want to miss the opportunity to see one of my favorites wrestle, and he hasn't been on TV in many years. But he's been wrestling, just wrestling in smaller shows. I guess it's kind of the same thing with like Metallica. Like I love Metallica, obviously, and whenever they come semi-close to here, I try to go see them. So I've traveled outside of the state to go see them. I've also seen them when they come here, but it took them 10 years to come here since the last time they came here was 10 years after the time before that. So like, they're not getting any younger, and so when they come, I gotta make sure I go. So it's kind of a similar thing. Like, I don't want to miss out, right? Because you'll have those moments of like, oh, I should have gone. I should have done that thing. I didn't know it was going to be the last time. So, I don't know. Maybe that's some old man knowledge I can bestow upon you. You know, as they say, shoot your shot. You never know what's going to happen until you try. You might regret not trying. So yeah, enjoy the things that you like. Don't be afraid to be yourself and enjoy those things. Yo, it didn't tell me you were streaming, which is weird because I'm supposed to have notifications. Yeah, those notifications for things like never work for me. I don't mean like on my end sending out notifications. I mean like when I'm subscribed to people, I like never get the notifications, or I'll get notifications from ones that I really don't think I need the notifications for. If that makes any sense, but catching up with the stream, that's pretty cool. You can go back and watch that, or you can chill out here with what's live. Oh, there's Scott Hall. I just referenced him earlier. See, this makes sense. I mean, Scott Hall coming out to help Jim Neidhart doesn't really make sense. But Scott Hall started the year 1998, which is when this game came out, feuding with Sting. Because he was technically the #1 contender when Sting was the heavyweight title holder. So that kind of makes sense that he would come out here. Let's see, I think the easiest way to get rid of him is to send him to the outside and then run into him. Oh, okay, he got out. Very nice. How late am I streaming tonight? I have been live for about 2 hours now, and my goal, I think it's in the description, my goal was to do, let's see, because, oh boy, because to unlock the World Heavyweight title spot on the game, you have to do the US Heavyweight title. I did the U.S. heavyweight title as Diamond Dallas Page, who's actually my favorite wrestler. And then that unlocked the world heavyweight title. So now I'm doing the world heavyweight title with Sting, because Sting is also one of my favorites, and he's retiring next week. In a week, in 7 days, he will have retired from wrestling. Apparently. I know wrestlers say that, and then they don't really ever hang up the boots, but Sting's one of those guys I trust when he says that. He did say it once before when he really injured his neck. Seth Rollins turnbuckle bombed him pretty good, and it like fractured something in his neck or compressed something in his neck. But when he retired at his Hall of Fame ceremony, he said, but the one thing that's for sure about Sting is nothing's for sure, which is like one of his catchphrases. And when he announced that this match coming up in a week was going to be his final match, he said the only thing for sure is that is my final match. So he didn't do the nothing's for sure thing. So I believe him. But I know Ric Flair had his final match not too long ago, and now he wants to like get involved and do more matches somehow. Like, these guys are going to die in the ring, and in a way that's really cool. Wind walking shit talker. Just got Ricardo'd up there. Well, very nice. Thank you for the subscribe. With a name like that, I hope you're legit. I hope you're a cool person. Not that I mind the name, just you know, it took me a second because it's typed. It's got like the upside down exclamation marks. I don't know if there's a real word for that, but it took me a second. I thought it was like a bot name. So thank you for subscribing. I hope you said FK, yeah. F yeah. So hopefully you enjoy this. I'll unpause here. I just wanted to address what was going on since a few new people jumped in here. What's the stream lore so far? Yeah, so that's the whole explanation there. DDP for the U.S. title to unlock the heavyweight title so I could play as Sting, kind of do my two favorite wrestlers, and end on kind of a tribute to Sting, who's retiring in a week. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to fly out to Greensboro with my sister. And we're going to watch Sting. I bought a trench coat, so he's known for wearing like the trench coat. I bought a trench coat that looks nice. Oh, wait, hang on. I forgot what I was doing. There we go. I'm going to paint my face. I'm trying to decide if I bring my special World Heavyweight title belt with me. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Carry on, wear it, get it through security. I don't know. I hate to like get it ruined or bent or damaged because it was kind of expensive. Let's just say I could have bought an Xbox instead of the title belt. I mean, that kind of tells you the price range. But the thing is, like, legit. Remind me at the end, when I'm done here, I'll switch the camera settings so it's not trying to blur out, or not blur out, but get rid of the background. And I'll put the title belt on so you can see it better, because I think it doesn't know if it's part of the background or not when I put the title belt up. Actually, you know what? Let me pause it again really quick. Maybe I'll just wear it around my shoulder. Maybe it will be able to differentiate there if it's on my shoulder. Ugh. It's so big and heavy though. There, I'll have it around my shoulder like a real wrestler. Yeah, there you go. You can see that. Oh, that's so heavy. Okay. All right. What's funny is the belt that Sting is currently competing for right now in this video game is this belt. So we'll see how close of an approximation they got on the Nintendo 64. Because obviously, just looking at the Starcade logo, you know, they get pretty close. We're looking at Sting's face paint, it's pretty close. Get those shoulder gains? Very true. I did shoulders and chest yesterday. Because I almost missed a day. So AJ, if you're still here, you'll enjoy this. I almost missed a day of working out again. But I did an extra long cardio session. And then I did flat bench, And then I did incline bench. I did drop the weight a little bit on incline bench. And then I did... Again, where does the ding come from? Because that's like universal. Like everybody knows the ding is for a low blow, but where does that come from? Anyways, and then I did lateral raises and some face pulls, some laying down face pulls for my rear deltoids. So, Andrew, AJ, if you're still here, I bet you know why, if I combined chest and shoulder day, you know why I did incline bench, which I hardly ever do incline bench. I know it's like good, I know you should do it. But I did it because it not only does chest, but it also does your front deltoids. So there you go. And tonight, I can feel my front deltoids are quite sore. Okay. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Jim Neidhart. Jim Sneedhart. I'm gonna put you in a one-legged crab here. Brother, you jabroni. I'm gonna make you tap. Okay, flip him over. How do you flip him over? Going for Death Star delts. Man, I wish I could have, like, super big delts. I have a hard time getting the rear delts, like, activated when I'm doing certain movements. Like, I've tried to do the rear delt machine. I've tried to do all kinds of stuff, like upright rows. Well, not upright rows, but like bent over rows. I'm so little in the corner. Danny, will you... Every time you come in, will you just complain about something? Will you just make sure you complain about stuff every time you come in? Here. What the hell? Is that better? This is when I need to have the eye tracking on so that I'm always making eye contact. Yeah, is this... Hang on. Perfect, right? Alright. There you go. Is that better? Okay, I'm putting it back. Let's see, how big was I? Like that, maybe? Kind of like that? That's probably close enough. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not blocking anything on the screen, really. I'm so little because I don't want my title belt to be too big and distracting. But it's heavy, and it's digging into my neck. Okay. There we go. Pin him. Oh no, he got up. You guys are distracting me. This is like... I don't know how many matches I have left, but if I lose, I don't get the world title. Get in here, Jim. Jim Neidhart. I wish it was Neidhart, because then I could call him Sneedhart. Did I already make that joke? Man, for Sting to gorilla press somebody like that is pretty crazy. Alright, let's Scorpion Death Drop him. And then let's get him again. Standing switch. Oh no, I just did the same move. I wanted to do the other move. Oh well. I'm a big dumb idiot. That's okay, I can do it now. It's just not the special version of it. He's in the center of the ring. Tap. I really don't know where I was in the corner now. Maybe there? Yeah, hopefully. Okay, how many wrestlers has that been? I don't know. Oh, Sting versus Goldberg. Goldberg. Okay, so I guess to go back to, am I going for Death Star shoulders? That would be cool, but I don't know if that's really my goal. Right now my goal is, I gotta lose fat. And I'm doing pretty good at that so far. At least I think. I mean, I've never, like, dieted really before, but it seems to be working. I was just talking about that a little bit ago. Oh, get out of here, Goldberg. How do I do the... I want to do a bulldog. I know I can do a bulldog from the behind grapple. Arms falling asleep. You know, I think I had my highest concurrent views when Danny joined, and then I roasted Danny, and now I'm back down to where I was. Maybe Danny doesn't appreciate me roasting him, but it really does seem like every time he comes into a stream, he's got some complaint, so I was just teasing you, bro. I love you. Oh, I just got speared. Come here, Goldberg. Come here, Goldberg. Oh no. Okay, I wanted to... Oh, you jerk. I wanted to hit... Yeah, there we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, what? I was hoping to knock him off the ropes there. Hey, speaking of Scott Hall earlier, that was a fall-away slam. Scott Hall used to do that all the time. Okay. That's a belly-to-back into a pin. What's the bulldog? I know he can do a bulldog. Okay, so the other direction is the same move. So... left, right, and down are the same move, apparently. What? Okay, let's try B. So that's just him throwing him. Maybe it's a strong grapple? Am I just doing weak grapples? Is that what it is? Standing switch. Same move. I did a bulldog with him earlier and I liked it, but I don't know how to do it now. Alright, hit him with the Scorpion Death Drop. And then hit him with the Scorpion Death Lock in the center of the ring. Tap, Goldberg, tap. Oh. Tap, Goldberg. This thing really is heavy. Oh, he did tap. Ooh, look at that. It's so good looking. I keep hearing one of the plates hit my desk though, so I hope I'm not scratching it. There, I'll sit up more so you can see the title belt. Oh boy, Sting versus Piper for the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, there you go. There's the belt I'm wearing. Does it look like it? I guess they kind of have a close approximation. Actually, they have the sides wrong. But they do have, I don't know if you saw it there, they did have, I think the mirroring is wrong, so they did have the globe in the middle, but it was a little off-center, so the globe was like spread apart. It was more like an oval. But it did have, let's see if I can show this off. It did have, oh, of course, right here is like wrestlers grappling. And then there's another set of them down here, right there. It did have that. I mean, maybe not super high res, but I did see that it had that, so pretty decent, I guess. Okay, Piper. It's time to lose the title. Okay, this part you gotta rapidly press A. What's funny is, like, I really don't think that looks like Piper. Which, even if you don't know wrestling, you probably know Piper. He's in the movie They Live, the one where he gets like the pair of sunglasses that lets him see who's like an alien among him. Right? He looks at the billboard and it's like selling makeup or whatever, and he puts his glasses on and it says marry and reproduce. That's Piper. Rowdy Roddy Piper. So you know who he is. It doesn't really look like him to me. And I've never thought it looked like him in this game. But you know what? I'm gonna steal his taunt. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I just did. That's pretty cool. I like that, actually. Because Sting did occasionally do a crotch chop, which is kind of funny. Oh, get him! Hurry! Okay, I just barely got it. Right in the middle of the ring, too. plague again. Somehow you can, like, drag the... Oh, that's how you pick him up. Oh, another atomic drop. That's okay. He's, like, right in the middle of the ring. This is perfect. Right in the middle of the squared circle. Is he gonna tap? Did I win the title? Oh. Okay, let's give him a stinger splash in the corner. Darn it. One more time. Oh. You jerk. Oh, good. Come on, Piper. Let me stinger splash you. Perfect. There's the Bulldog. That was cool. I always think it's really cheap when wrestlers win off of a little schoolboy roll-up like that. But it worked. We don't need to watch the replay on that. That wasn't that impressive. The move, at least, wasn't that impressive. All right. Congratulations. You have won the World Heavyweight Belt with Sting. Ba, 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 ba. There you go. It's supposed to be this belt. Does it look like it? So we beat the Giant, Luger, Hollywood Hogan, Reese, Stevie Ray, Raven, Neidhart, Goldberg, and Piper. I guess I'll put my name in again. Or my initials. Ooh. I got the #1 score with that. I beat a developer. That's cool. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. All right, now we can listen to the credits. All right, cool. That might be it. I mean, that was kind of a shorter stream, but that might be it. Unless I can think of one more thing that might be kind of fun to do. I could do some remote play on the Xbox again and play Hitman. Just kidding. Instead of playing Hitman again, although I really want to, I could play WWE 2K23. And I actually have a community-created Sting on there. I could do like one Sting match on there. And you can see how far we've come graphically. I mean, obviously you know, this is an old game. This is 1998. Wrestler texture design. Wow, so that person did the menu, the gate, entrance gates, and the textures. It's cool. Ben. Just Ben. Texture Administrator. Interesting. So if you notice, all the names are very much Japanese, right? Pro wrestling is like huge in Japan. It still is, too. Still pretty popular over there. But this game, so there's Revenge, which is what this game is. There's World Tour, which came out maybe a year or two before this. And then there's like the Virtual Pro Wrestling. Virtual Pro Wrestling has like some WCW wrestlers and some New Japan Pro wrestlers. But like, if you know anything about wrestling games on the N64, like it's Virtual Pro. I think there's 1 and 2, but Virtual Pro. And really World Tour was like Virtual Pro. But there's Virtual Pro, which was Japan, and then World Tour was like the WCW US version. And then there's Revenge, which is this, and then there's No Mercy. So they did the WWF No Mercy game. And those are all pretty much considered like the gold standard of wrestling games. And it's just interesting to me that it's a like entirely Japanese dev team. Not that they can't, but I'm just saying like almost entirely Japanese dev team did like the greatest wrestling games. Just I don't know if people are aware that like Japan has a huge like wrestling following and it's super popular over there. So it was just like the perfect storm of like really good game devs and people that really like wrestling making a handful of games, because it's the same developers that did this game for WCW and then No Mercy for WWF. Like really good developers for fighting games, wrestling games, making games for like probably the best time period of wrestling. The Attitude Era, the nWo era, whatever you want to call it. But how can you not like the music? Oh, the only problem with doing new WWE stuff is it's got copyright music in it. So that might pose a challenge. I know YouTube doesn't like... It doesn't like mute the audio like Twitch does, but it does flag it as copyright. So of course now you have, you know, the marketing team, product manager on the THQ side. The people that worked very closely with, obviously the developers, the game, but probably also with WCW. Yeah, so after this game, WWF got THQ and AKI to do their games, and WCW got EA. They got EA to do the WCW games. So there's Mayhem and Backstage Assault, I think is what it's called, or Backstage Brawl. It's either Brawl or Assault. And they're not very good. Mayhem's okay. Mayhem is at least playable. But like I was saying earlier, if any of you have been in Brian's rigging class, you use the Bill Goldberg model from the intro of Mayhem on the PlayStation 1. So... yeah, maybe we'll let the credits play out and then we'll call it. You know, a lot of people when they watch a new movie, as soon as the credits start rolling, like if they're in the theater, they get up and leave, right? And Not that I've worked on like a Hollywood movie, but as somebody who has created things, you know, in a different medium, to a different degree, a different scale, different scope, I do know, like, what goes into creating something. So to have your name in the credits, like, it's really cool. But since most people do, like, just leave or skip the credits or whatever, I usually like to watch the credits and just, you know, like, acknowledge the people. Look, and all the wrestling fans, that's me. I'm in the credits. Very cool. Yeah. It's always good to watch that stuff, I think. Especially for games, being kind of involved in and around games. It's always cool to play a game and then see a name in the credits that I know. Does it just hang up there, or does it quit the credits on its own? It might just hang up there. Oh, then it starts over. So there you go. US heavyweight belt, now owned by DDP. I haven't done the cruiserweight. I don't really want to. You unlock Billy Kidman. That would be cool. Billy Kidman's not too bad. His signature move, his finishing move was the... He called it the 7-year itch, which is kind of weird, but it was a... Oh crap, what's the name of the move? What was the name of the move? I can think of what he called it, the 7-year itch, but it's, I don't know. He's up on the top rope and he does a gainer, so instead of a backflip, that's a moonsault. He's facing forward and he flips around backwards. I can't think of what that's called. Tag team, it looks like you unlock the Faces of Fear. So Meng and the Barbarian. Oh yeah, that's them. I don't know how tag team works in this. You have to, like, you don't control both wrestlers, I don't think. Maybe you do. I remember, like, if you're on the apron, maybe that was in multiplayer, because this game has this, like, 4-player multiplayer. When you're on the apron and your partner's being pinned, it tells you to, like, run in and break up the pin. Who's next? We could do a little bit with Goldberg. Should we do something with Goldberg? We could do an exhibition match with Goldberg. Goldberg versus... Who should we do? What the heck is the... Oh, a shooting star press. I just thought of it. The shooting star press is what the 7-year itch actually is. Alright, Goldberg. I think he just changes the color versus Scott Steiner. You got it. So that would be back on nWo. Scott Steiner. You know, you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe. You know that statement is not true. I'm a genetic freak and am not normal. We'll put the glasses on him. Big Papa Pump. Holler if you hear me. Okay. Sure. I like it. We'll do Bash at the Beach too, because who doesn't like the whole Bash at the Beach entranceway? Oh, here you go. He's coming out with Vincent. Vincent. If I can speak. Scott Steiner with Vincent, or Virgil, right? The big bad booty daddy. Oh wow, they have the Superman S on his trunks in this. Starting out with the spear. Too bad in a game you really can't do like squash matches. Not that Scott Steiner would be a jobber who would be part of a squash match, but he's gonna get speared a whole bunch. We're just gonna, oh, here we go. Gotta tap A. Oh no. I like how Virgil's just out there clapping. Vincent. I'm pretty sure that was a shot at Vince McMahon. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, right? I think they were calling Virgil Vince. They took a shot at Vince McMahon like any chance they got. Savage versus Scott Hall next. All right, we'll do a few just exhibition matches. Because I do want to do some Macho Man. Oh, how does this work? I already ruined the combo. I forget how that works. Because yeah, that's actually one thing I wanted to talk about, was playing as Sting when you do his taunt. Oh, okay. Oh! Just when I was kind of getting the hang of it. When you do his taunt, it does like the woo! But it's clearly not Sting doing the woo. Oh, and fun fact, Ric Flair is not in this game because Eric Bischoff was suing him at the time because Ric Flair no-showed an event that he was advertised for. A televised event. Get ready for him. Let's spear him again. Oh, that was a good one. Alright, we're gonna jackhammer him now. He's got him up! Yep, we did the championship with Sting. We did the US title with Diamond Dallas Page. Savage and Scott Hall. So yeah, I wanted to do Savage because... Oh, I guess I gotta put my initials in again. Because they actually have a voice clip of Savage going, oh yeah! Which I think is interesting because they have Sting doing woo, but they don't have Steve Borden Sting doing woo. They just have some random woo. Alright. Single match. Let's do it at like Super Brawl. Why not? Randy Savage. I'm gonna put him in the Madness attire. I like that. And Scott Hall. What do they have for him? Oh, they have Six-Pac. You can put him in the Six-Pac shirt for Sean Waltman. Sure. I find that weird. Because Waltman, like, wasn't a part of WCW at the time, but they let him... Oh, there you go. Sometimes I will walk into a room like that. I will do the Scott Hall walk into a room. I'll do that, too. My brother and I always do that. Am I gonna have... Oh, yeah. Okay, I have Miss Elizabeth coming out with me. Oh, yeah. So he doesn't do it there, but when I do it in the ring, I think he does the oh yeah, and it's him. Oh, here we go. I think it's gonna do it. Yeah, that's totally him. Hey! There's Dusty Rhodes. So if Brian is still here, we were talking about Dusty Rhodes. He'll come out with Scott Hall. He'll come out with a few people, because he was part of the nWo at one point. But I think he'll come out with DDP as well. No, Kimberly comes out with DDP. That's like my favorite thing. That Macho Man claps his hands and then does the backwards elbow. Ooh. Oh, okay, so I have a standing submission as well. I don't remember the moves. I mean, I remember like how to play, but I don't remember like what Savage's moveset is. Other than I love the clapping elbow. You even heard the clap on that one. You made Macho's outfit orange? Like this one, you like change the colors in the costume editor, or does he has an orange one in the game, doesn't he? He has like the orange like Slim Jim one, doesn't he? Well, it doesn't say Slim Jim on it, but he has that one, I think. We gotta hit the elbow drop on Scott Hall here. Oh, he didn't do the point. So probably when I have my signature up, my special move, if you do an elbow drop, he'll do like the point, right? Because I know when you have your spirit meter all full and it's saying special, I know that there's like, it kind of changes the moves that you can do in different contexts. So like, what would Savage's special move be? Because he was known for the elbow drop. I guess I'll have to find out.
Oh yeah!
That's so totally him. I love it. You know, very few celebrity deaths have actually like made me cry. But I still remember where I was. I was in a class, and I turned on the computer, and I logged in, I went to the internet, and I looked at like ESPN.com or something, and one of the things that was said, one of the headlines, was wrestling legend Macho Man Randy Savage dead, right? And I cried. I actually asked the teacher if I could be excused from class. I gotta hit some move again. Oh yeah, he did that. Okay, so we gotta figure out what his like front grapple special is. Interesting. Okay, yeah, no, he totally did that. Now go up. I think I got the timing right. Does he do the point? Nope. And Scott Hall got out of the way. Okay, we gotta fill the meter one more time, I think. Wouldn't you say? Maybe I'll keep stealing Scott Hall's taunt. Let's do another elbow. Ooh, he blocked it. You know, I always thought it was like, that's one thing that's always been in my head. I always thought it was kind of cool that he like clapped his hands first. So sometimes I would do that. I'm trying to just keep him worn down, but not have him tap. Because I want to fill my spirit meter again.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Because now I want to know what his reverse grappling special is.
Oh yeah!
Alright, what is it? It's just a roll-up? That's wild.
Oh yeah!
Well, we won. That's freaking wild. I do like his front grapple special. For a second I was like, it's just punches? That's kind of weird. But then he did like his taunt into like his big like overhanded like jab or whatever you want to call that. It's not really a hook. I guess a jab is more under, but like the overhanded like after his little like oh yeah thing, right? So that was pretty cool. It's kind of like when you play with Hogan. Hogan's special is probably what Ric Flair's special would have been. And I always thought that was interesting. Maybe we'll see that really quick, and then that'll be the end. So maybe I'll do Hogan. And now that I've told you that, you can just imagine it's Ric Flair when I do his special, and it'll make way more sense. Alright, exhibition, singles. Where have I not been? Oh, Halloween Havoc. You gotta go to Halloween Havoc. Okay, so Hollywood Hogan. Yep. Hogan versus who? Who should I do? Kevin Nash? We can avoid the finger poke of doom? Is that what we should do? Dun, 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 Hogan versus Piper could work. Can you put the kilt on Piper? No. I just don't think that looks like Piper at all. Hogan versus Yuji Nagata. Versus La Parka. I love La Parka's stupid little dance. Hogan versus... how about Wolfpack Sting? We'll do that. No. We'll do Kevin Nash. We'll put Nash in the Outsiders attire. How about that? No, we'll put him in the nWo black and red. Doesn't really matter. I'm just showing that Hogan's finishing move in this makes way more sense if it was Ric Flair. Well, you know something, brother. When you're in the nWo, brother, you're in the nWo for life. I also don't think they got Kevin Nash's likeness very good. Like, that just doesn't look like him to me. I think his walk, like, is pretty good, because, you know, he's big, sexy Kevin Nash. I just don't think that looks like him. Because he always walks like that in the game. He never, like, squares up like the other wrestlers do. He always has that, like, strut. And I think that fits Big Sexy for sure. Hogan has like one of my favorite moves in this. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. Can't be that hard. But he'll like... Okay, just a power slam. He'll like pick up the opponent and then like walk him over to the ropes and drop him on the top rope. Like, I've always liked that. No, that's just a scoop slam. How do you do that? I forget. Let's see. Come on, just grapple him. Yes, there you go. Walks him over. I always liked that. Oh yeah, that was like a rake to the eyes. I mean, definitely Hogan's the bad guy, right? So he does a lot of the underhanded. Oh, okay, we gotta do, okay, Russian leg sweep. Why not? And then I gotta go. Wait, what? How come that wasn't a leg drop? Oddly fitting after the finger poke of doom, right? Okay, here you go. So just keep in mind, I think this was intended for Ric Flair, but they ended up using it on Hogan because Ric Flair is not in the game. A Flair flop. And then a, oh no, please, please, and then a rake to the eyes. It's totally Ric Flair, is it not? That makes sense, having Piper come out. Yeah, I mean, he straight up does a Flair flop. Which, there's only a handful of people that do Flair flops, and they're called Flair flops for a reason. And whenever you do them, they are called Flair flops, and either you're Ric Flair or it's a tribute to Ric Flair. Like Bobby Roode used to do them. But Bobby Roode, I mean, he would do like Ravishing Rick Rude, Hogan, a little bit, Flair. He would do Mr. Perfect, because one of his moves was the Fisherman Suplex, the Perfect Plex. He did the Double R Spine Buster, so that's the Robert Roode Spine Buster. But calling it that is the Double A Spine Buster, which is Arn Anderson. So for sure, like, wrestlers do tributes to each other all the time. But I don't think Hogan ever did, like, the Flair flop. Alright, let's get Piper out of here, brother. Ooh, the big boot. Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted. There he goes. Okay, let's do a big boot to Kevin Nash. Oh, what? Big boot, brother. And then let's get you down for the leg drop, brother. Come on. now pin him. Very few people have ever kicked out of a pin after a leg drop from Hogan. Yeah, that's a Hogan move. I guess we should figure out what his rear grapple special is, right? Oh, of course. Just when I wanted to do a big boot. Okay, big boot. Oh, get up, Kevin. No! He's knocked out. That's alright. That's a fitting end, the big boot. With me posing while he's doing it. Perfect. Alright. We got that little bonus match in there. I think that's a good place to end it. I got my World Heavyweight title belt. This thing's... Can you hear that? It's huge. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. So we'll have the Nitro theme playing out. We'll go back to my image. If you tuned in, thank you very much. It's going on midnight here where I'm at, so I gotta get some food before I go to bed. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna try and stream again tomorrow. It might be Hitman again. So just keep that in mind. Or it could be XCOM 2. I think XCOM 2 would be really fun. But I think either Hitman or XCOM 2. XCOM 2 might be funny because if I ever have a moment where the game tells me I have like a 90% chance to hit and I miss, I might just rage quit. So it might be really funny for that to be what I stream, but we'll see. Hitman has its moments too. But I did unlock some cool stuff on Hitman, so maybe it'll be that. But anyways, yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Pretty decent turnout again on YouTube of all places after being on Twitch for so long. Not that I was ever consistent with Twitch, but definitely it's cool to see that YouTube has a, I don't know, kind of a built-in audience, and if you watch streams, you get like streams recommended that are like smaller. Like Twitch, it's only the big names, and Twitch, their like policies are kind of weird, what they allow on there and then aren't supposed to allow but do allow. So anyways, that's a whole other topic. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, so thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for either Hitman or XCOM. So yeah, peace out, brother.